Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kyle Richards shares insight on her late dad and their unique connection. That RHOBH cast member inherited a specific physical characteristic from her father, Kenneth Richards. Across the seasons of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kyle Richards has shared her invaluable hair and beauty secrets. However, one of her key physical features could be attributed to her late father, as she once shared back in 2020. Rocking bangs, short bobs, and even a short blonde hair phase have all been parts of the mother of four's epic hair journey, and perhaps it's all because of her roots, as in her family's roots. Because, as Kyle once shared in her March 22, 2020, Instagram stories, she does take after Kenneth Richards, even when she wishes she didn't. Very exciting activity of the day, she explained in the tutorial video at the time. I am going to color my roots. I have some gray roots. I inherited getting gray hair early. My dad was completely gray by the time he was 40. I started getting gray hairs when I was 25, probably because I worry so much. The diamond holder admitted she had to finesse some at-home techniques because Kyle has battled premature gray hair. To keep her gorgeous brunette color in check, Kyle revealed to her followers that she could always count on Clairol Root Touch-Up Color Cream. Kyle's father, Kenneth Richards, was a retired lieutenant colonel for the U.S. Army who passed away in 1998. He was the kind of dad that would ask what we wanted to do, and if we said, camping, he would say, "Oh, come on, let's go." No matter what we said, he would drop everything and take us. Kyle explained in a Father's Day 2017 Instagram post dedicated to her handsome and smart father. According to an online obituary, the New Jersey-born Mr. Richards graduated from Wesleyan University in 1939 and served in the military from 1940 to 1945. He acted as a consultant in multiple women's apparel industries across his 50-year career, and previously worked for the Surgeon General from 1948 to 1955. Kenneth and his first wife had 3 children before he married Kathleen Richards, the latter of whom had Kathy Hilton from a previous relationship. Kathleen and Kenneth went on to have RHOBH alum Kim Richards, then Kyle, and the father helped raise Kathy. The sisters were raised in Los Angeles, and Kenneth and Kathleen separated in 1972, according to his obit. Their divorce was finalized 7 years later. Kenneth remarried and passed away in Las Vegas at the age of 80, while Kathleen Richards passed away in 2002 from breast cancer. It isn't often that Kyle discusses her late father, but it's clear she cherishes a lifetime of memories with him. In one childhood photo, published on Instagram by Kyle on Father's Day in 2016, Kyle shared a happy Christmas morning with her dad and sisters, Kim and Kathy, surrounded by bicycles and dolls. In another sweet 2017 throwback, Kyle shared a birthday photo with Kenneth, stating, "I was my dad's 6th child. He was already a grandfather when I was born. He was a pro at being a daddy." Soon, Kyle Richards would have more memories to cherish as she prepares for her second daughter's upcoming wedding in Aspen. Kyle Richards has always been known as one of the most open and vulnerable stars in The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. While the glitz, glamour, and dramatic feuds often dominate the headlines, Kyle has never shied away from peeling back the layers of her personal life. Recently, the Bravo star shared rare insight into her late father, Kenneth Richards, and the unique bond they shared, an emotional connection that continues to guide her today. For Kyle, memories of her father are woven into every chapter of her life. He wasn't just a parent in the traditional sense. He was her anchor, her quiet supporter, and in many ways, the person who instilled in her the resilience she leans on as both a woman and mother. Though Kyle lost him years ago, she often reflects on his wisdom and the subtle ways he continues to influence her decisions. A father unlike any other. Unlike the lavish, spotlighted life that Kyle later became associated with, her father was a grounded figure. Kenneth Richards was a man who valued family, hard work, and loyalty above all else. Kyle has often described him as someone who carried a quiet strength, someone who didn't need to be the loudest in the room to command respect. As a child actress working in Hollywood, Kyle's life was fast-paced and often overwhelming. Casting calls, late nights on set, and the pressures of early fame could have easily swallowed her whole. Yet in the midst of it all, her father was her constant. My dad had this way of making everything feel okay, Kyle once reflected. He didn't have to say much, his presence alone gave me comfort. That kind of bond is rare. In Hollywood, where relationships can feel transactional or fleeting, Kyle's father provided the stability she desperately needed. He wasn't dazzled by fame or fortune, he only cared about his daughter's happiness and well-being. Quiet conversations, lasting lessons. Some of Kyle's fondest memories of her father aren't of grand gestures or big events, they are of simple, quiet conversations. Kenneth believed in teaching through presence rather than lectures. Sitting on the porch together, driving through Los Angeles streets at night, or even just walking through the neighborhood, he would drop pieces of wisdom in the most casual ways. He used to tell me that strength doesn't always come from fighting back, Kyle has shared. Sometimes it comes from walking away, from knowing who you are without needing to prove it to anyone else. This philosophy would later become crucial as Kyle navigated the rough waters of fame and the public scrutiny of reality television. Whenever she feels overwhelmed by criticism or embroiled in conflict, she channels that wisdom, asking herself not what will make her look strong, but what will make her feel strong. A bond that transcended words. Kyle often describes her relationship with her father as unique because it went beyond the typical father-daughter dynamic. There was a soul connection that didn't require constant communication. Even when they weren't speaking, there was a shared understanding. Perhaps that's why his absence, though deeply painful, has never left her feeling entirely alone. She insists that she can still feel him at pivotal moments in her life. From career milestones to family challenges, Kyle has said that she senses his presence guiding her, like an invisible hand on her shoulder, reminding her that she's capable of more than she realizes. Navigating loss in the public eye. Losing a parent is never easy, but for Kyle, that grief was compounded by the fact that she lived much of her life under public scrutiny. Fans often saw her as the strong, composed matriarch on RHOBH, but off-camera she was grappling with a profound loss. Rather than hiding her grief, Kyle chose to honor it openly. She's shared heartfelt tributes to her father on social media and spoken candidly about how his passing shaped her outlook. In doing so, she not only kept his memory alive, but also created a space for fans to connect with her on a deeper, more human level. Many who have lost a parent found comfort in her vulnerability, realizing that even someone who seems to have it all still carries the weight of loss, passing his legacy to the next generation. One of the most touching aspects of Kyle's reflections is how she has worked to pass down her father's legacy to her own children. She often tells her daughters, Farah, Alexia, Sophia, and Portia, stories about their grandfather, painting a picture of the man who shaped her life. Kyle emphasizes the values he taught her: integrity, kindness, and inner strength. She encourages her daughters to lean on those same principles, reminding them that life's worth is not measured by material things, but by the love and respect we cultivate.